there's probably a greater likelihood the House flips than the Senate. Senate races are just different. They're statewide. Candidate quality has a lot to do with the outcome.
Well, former President Trump knocked that comment by McConnell, saying he should spend more time on getting Republicans elected. But is McConnell's real motivation behind these comments an attempt to convince GOP candidates to part ways with Trump? Joining us now, a former advisor to President Trump and Newsmax analyst Dick Morris. Dick, I also wonder whether you think McConnell is ready to turn on Trump, and Trump is blaming him if things don't turn out. So we've got a real thing going on within the Republican Party there.
Yeah, we do. But first of all, let me say that I think the Republicans are on track to a huge victory in the Senate. I think that they are going to win in Nevada, in New Hampshire, in Arizona. Georgia might be a little bit iffy. And in polling I've just done, we have a very good chance in Washington State and Colorado and Connecticut. I think that we could pick up 54, 55 seats.
Wow.
But the reason McConnell is doing this is there are two contests going on. One is between Democrats and the Republicans for control, and the other is between Trump and McConnell for the majority leadership. And not that Trump is going to run himself. He probably would support Rick Scott of Florida. But the idea is that there would be a fight against McConnell. And Trump has got all these Trump-endorsed candidates who defeated all of the McConnell-endorsed candidates. And Trump may well have a majority in the caucus right now if all of his guys win. Most of them are going to win. And McConnell, I think, would much rather be a consensus minority leader than out on his butt with the majority led by somebody else.
Ah, okay.
Interesting. Yeah, and Dick, you mentioned polls, of course, and there are so many of them, but let's check out this one. New polling from NBC News, so consider the source, asked participants to choose whether they think America's best years are ahead of us or behind us. Now, 58% say they feel our best years are behind us. That's sad. While only 35% feel our best years are yet to come. But over on MSNBC, this is what they attribute that dismal outlook to. Take a listen.
On the Democratic side, people that are very, very worried about the direction of this country. They're very worried, especially about former President Trump possibly coming back into power, or former President Trump or another Republican stealing the election in 2022 or 2024, because we've seen so many election deniers be elected.
So, Dick, Americans are terrified of the former president or Republicans overall? Nothing about, I don't know, the economy, inflation?
I don't think so. Those don't enter into their calculus. But let me talk a little bit about Liz Cheney, because the issue is, where does she go from here? I think that the January 4th committee has to go out of business sometime, certainly when the Republicans win the House and the Senate. And I think that the anti-Trump people want a voice, a pulpit, to continue to spew their outrageous, ridiculous line that Trump led a sedition against the American government and should be barred from running for president under the 14th Amendment. And once the committee goes out of existence, they don't have that pulpit. And I think that's why Liz Cheney is going to run as an independent, so that she can continue with that propaganda offensive and provide air cover to the troops on the ground that are trying to get Trump indicted and thrown out of the race. By the way, I think that if Cheney does run as an independent, it'll help Donald Trump, because it'll split the anti-Trump vote. Yeah. People that think Trump could vote Democrat or for Cheney, as opposed to all going for the Democrat. So it would have the perverse effect of helping the guy she hates the most.